Hello, hi there, and welcome to yet another edition of Weekly Updates. You are listening to Digital India podcast brought to you by students and staff of Web Marketing Academy India. And I am your host Mansi from WMA. Here are the major headlines this week. Thanks to social media, Indian ice hockey team finally makes it to Kuwait to compete at an international level. Pune retailers raise ad spend, go online, use apps to compete with e-tailers. Net neutrality. TRAI hints at wanting to put in place net neutrality. Facebook is seeking a new business model when it comes to content. Google is making a major update to its mobile search algorithm. Hope you're all roped in on that already. Sumit Narang, VP Marketing of the Motorcycles Division of Bajaj, speaks about how differentiation at a rural level is a challenge. Also, last but not the least, check out how 7 members across the world control the internet. Here are the stories for Digital Media India this week. The Indian ice hockey team makes it to Kuwait thanks to social media. According to DNAindia.com, the Indian ice hockey team's American coach Adam Sherlip pays his own airfare to come to India and train the team for free. Some of the players since 2009 have been paying some amount from their own pockets in order to participate in international tournaments and to buy the gear. They needed a minimum of 20 lakh to compete in the tournament. With no signs of funding, the team took to social media last week for help, and through a successful crowdfunding campaign, they managed to collect enough money to allow them to go to the tournament. The brilliant idea of taking to social media was of Vednank Singh, the digital marketing head of the Ice Hockey Association of India. One of the tweets said, "We have a national team and are begging for money. Please support our ice hockey team traveling to Kuwait. We need to raise funds for the team. A 20,000 donation will cover cost for one player." Another tweet read, "We demand our share of love because be it cricket or ice hockey, the association of tricolour shall be respected everywhere. Hashtag support ice hockey." Corporates and other companies came to the rescue. Cricketer Gautam Gambhir donated a full 4 lakh rupees, and in less than a week the team got the amount they needed. Despite this, they say it's a temporary solution to the lack of infrastructure and encouragement that they have. And every time there's international tournament, they will have to look elsewhere. Please keep yourself posted on Indian ice hockey team's official pages on Facebook and Twitter. Let's all do our bit to encourage talent in India. Pune retailers raise ad spend, go online, use apps to compete with e-tailers. The traditional brick and mortar stores are now adopting innovative strategies to stand up to stiff competition from online retailers. From roping in experts to coming up with new customer engagement plans, store owners are leaving no stone unturned to retain and add to their customer base while matching the facilities offered by their counterparts. Mangesh Pandit Rao, Chief Executive Officer and co-founder of Shoptimize, which provides end-to-end e-commerce solutions for companies such as Green Lime, Jai Hind, Salgar and Haldiram, said retailers are now manifesting never seen before maturity in thinking. Experts also observed that the focus is now shifting to multi-channel outlets like in the US, where online and brick and mortar outlets sell different and targeted items. Here's the top story of this week. I'm hoping that you have already listened to our previous episode on Digital Members Opine talking about net neutrality. Taking this forward, here seems to be some good news. According to the Times of India, the meeting held by the panel on Friday last week shows Department of Technology is batting for net neutrality considering the poor internet coverage. As per a World Bank report, access to affordable, high-quality internet and mobile phone services enables the development across all levels of economy in society. The statistics in the report finds that for every 10 percentage point increase in high-speed internet connection, there is an increase in economic growth of 1.3 percentage points. In support of net neutrality, TRAI has already received over 6 lakh emails protesting against the rules trying to redefine the internet. A website called SaveTheInternet.in was set up where anyone can send an email directly to TRAI expressing their grief and discomfort about how telecom carriers are snatching away free internet from them. And if you're still thinking what is net neutrality, to sum it up in a gist, if you're using the internet, you are bound to pay more as internet bills, or your favorite apps such as Gmail, WhatsApp, Facebook, etc. may completely disappear, or you might find it difficult to access access them. Listen to the industry experts talk about how net neutrality will affect every common citizen of India, and that is what we have covered in our previous episode of Digital India podcast. According to businessinsider.in, Google is making a major update to its mobile search algorithm that will change the order in which websites are ranked when users search for something from their phone or tablet. The algorithm will start favoring mobile-friendly websites and ranking them higher in search. Websites that aren't mobile-friendly will get demoted. About 60% of the online traffic now comes from mobile, and Google wants the users to have a good experience whenever they click on a mobile link. For more updates on this, refer to our podcast on weekly update and mobile SEO and find out how you can optimize your website to still maintain that good ranking. Sumeet Narang, VP Marketing of the Motorcycles Division of Bajaj, spoke to CampaignIndia.com, and he is quoted to have said, "Creating a differentiation is one of the biggest challenge when it comes to the rural setup. Sometimes people from this segment are too functional in their requirements. Somehow at those price points you are not able to create dramatically different products. From a marketing point of view, these are the challenges. Creating a proposition and sticking with a proposition there becomes a challenge. The challenge is how to take the benefit of a particular brand and then keep innovating." For the complete story on what Sumeet Narang has said, all you have to do is refer to the link below, and that will lead you to the full story on campaignIndia.in. According to businessinsider.in, the Internet Corporation of Assigned Names. Alright, we have some really interesting information for you. We have always wondered how the internet works when it comes to power, and we can tell you that the internet is actually controlled by 14 people who hold 7 secret keys to the internet. According to businessinsider.in, the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers, that is ICANN, is responsible for assigning numerical internet addresses to websites and computers and translating them into normal web addresses when people type into their browsers. If you can't follow that, let me tell you. Let me just simplify this for you. ICANN maps the numbers, which is easier for the computers to use, with the words, which is very easy for the humans to use. So if someone were to gain control of ICANN's database, that person would control the entire internet. For instance, the person could send people to fake bank websites instead of real bank websites. On the other hand, if a calamity happened, the ICANN database could need to be rebuilt. So ICANN came up with a way to do that without entrusting too much control to any one person. It selected 7 people around the world to be key holders and gave each one of them an actual key to the internet. It selected 7 more people to be backup key holders, 14 people in all. The physical key unlocks safety deposit boxes stashed around the world. Inside those boxes are smart key cards. Put the 7 smart cards together and you have the master key. The master key is really some computer code, a password of sorts that can access the ICANN database. 4 times a year since 2010, the 7 key holders meet for a key ceremony where they generate a new master key, that is a new password. Whoa, isn't that interesting? Actually, just 7 people across the world control the entire internet. That is a lot of power. The next story is a very interesting one. We have all seen how Facebook gathers a lot of data from the Facebook profiles and from what we write on WhatsApp. And in this journey, according to ejinsight.com, Facebook is seeking a new business model with content providers that will encourage them to put their videos and news articles directly on the world's largest social media network rather than on their own websites. Brad Smallwood, global head of marketing science at Facebook, told EJ Insight in an interview that when people see something that they're interested in, they click on it using their mobile devices. As it takes a really long time to load, they get frustrated and disappear. Come to think of this, Facebook now wants to own content. We have in our studio with us right now Kaushal from WMA. We would like to ask him questions on how this entire content on being on Facebook is going to change the world. Welcome to the show, Kaushal.
Hello everyone, my name is Kaushal.
So let's listen to what Kaushal has to say about Facebook asking content providers to provide content such as video and blogs right there on Facebook.
Yeah, so Mansi, what Facebook is basically now doing is they want to kind of be the gatekeepers for all content that goes out on Facebook. So before, let's say if someone had to put out a blog or a video, they would generally put it on their website and then post the link on Facebook, which would indirectly drive referral traffic to their website. But what Facebook now wants to introduce is to directly put up content on Facebook and it would appear as a notification from Facebook. Basically, if I would click on that content, it would not lead me to any other place but remain on Facebook.
So why are they doing this?
It's simple. So their idea of doing this is to basically have any form of content, only from Facebook, kind of be, like I said, gatekeepers of any content that goes out. A big problem with that I see is, firstly, referral traffic that comes to your website gives you a lot of insight of kind of audience that are coming to your website. It's a lot of demographics and stuff that you really want to know what works on your website, what's the bounce rate. And I don't know how that's going to happen now once Facebook introduces this. Basically, they want to have control of every content that goes out. We started seeing a lot of statistics where videos started doing really well on Facebook. Vine took over. In fact, Vine was not popular as it's supposed to be until it started coming on Facebook. Yes, everyone knew about 10-second video, but Facebook took a roaring advantage of the fact that it could play videos when you scroll down automatically.
So isn't this good in some way? See, for people who own websites, they are treating Facebook as a marketing channel. What about people who do not own a website? Isn't this welcome bit for them? All they have to do is host their videos and blogs, any kind of content on Facebook, and they will market it for them.
Mansi, I see it in two ways. Firstly, I don't think businesses that have set clients and big businesses are not going to go with this. I'll tell you one reason why. Because what Facebook is trying to say is, how they made this partnership is basically, I will put out content for you. In turn, I would run ads for you. Only if that ad makes revenue, we will have a certain share of it. Secondly, coming to the small businesses, yes, it makes a lot of sense for people who probably might want a blog, trying to create content or create pictures or any form of content. Yes, it would be a great platform for them to showcase, but then again, it's good for amateurs. It's good for starting off somewhere. But then at the end of the day, once the wheels start rolling, you want to see how many people are coming and reading the blogs. You want these insights. That's what makes you a better writer or a better person as a content creator. So you want to know, at the end of the day, you're looking at the insights, you know what kind of audiences are coming and then preparing your content. If you don't have that plan, then preparing random content is not going to help you. So then you don't need insights. Yes, probably if you're putting out, like say for example, memes are something that have become really viral. Yes, for that, probably you don't need insights. You need likes, comments and shares. So that's a perfect platform Facebook has provided.
Okay, so yesterday you were also mentioning about the revenue sharing models. So what are we talking about here when we say revenue sharing?
Simple. So Facebook, I kind of think is how they've got into this partnership is basically, since I don't have referral traffic now say, let's take an e-commerce website. Now I don't have referral traffic coming to my website. I don't see an ad running on Facebook that will lead me there. So eventually what Facebook wants to do is, since you're missing out on referral traffic, what it will do is it will run the ads for you, and only if it makes revenue, it will share a certain percentage. Now let's take an example. We have a product that's selling for 10 rupees on Facebook. If it were to get a click for a sale, you would probably get a percentage of say 7 rupees and Facebook would keep 3 rupees. But why would I do that if I'm a developed business is the question here. When that person can actually click on my product, come to my website, and I can get the entire 10 rupees. And who knows, tomorrow, we don't know the percentage. Tomorrow Facebook can keep 7 rupees and give you 3 rupees based on the revenue, because probably they will not share those insights with you.
Quite possible. Okay, alright. Thank you so much for telling us and talking to us about this. And yes, this is a journey Facebook has been dominating for quite some time. They started off with Facebook profile. They had their data on that. Then they bought WhatsApp, trying to find out what is it that we are talking about. And now they want all our content to understand what kind of business we run and the kind of meaningful insights they can derive from knowing the kind of traffic that will come to our website. With that, we close out on the news updates and we move on to a couple of tips that we want to give you before we close out. Have you always wanted to know what social media sites your friends and contacts are on? Yes, now you can know where they are. www.discover.ly is a free Chrome extension that allows you to see the social sites of your email connections and even cross-reference their social sites as you browse. Awesome, isn't it? So do check out www.discover.ly. We have all heard about URL link shorteners, but how about a call to action with the shortened URL? www.snipsnip.ly is a URL link shortener that, when clicked, offers a customized call to action snippet at the bottom. Basically, it allows you to promote your own best content or offers while sharing great content from others. To create a snip.ly link, it's also known as a snip, prepare your call to action message and have the URL association with it. Keeping the message short makes it more readable. Another tip about Pinterest and Instagram. According to Pinterest, 75% of daily usage happens on smartphones and tablets. So it's very natural that you post Instagram photos on Pinterest and have your Pinterest users connect with you on Instagram. So for that, they have come up with Tailwind, Tailwind. And to access that, all you have to do is log on to www.tailwindapp.com and you will be able to post your Instagram photos on Pinterest. Alright, summing it up, Facebook is going to have a lot of your content. It's going to also have a lot of your data. And every time you want to access something like the data, you will probably land up paying up. So I hope you've enjoyed listening to the show. Await the next episode of Weekly Updates, same time next week. Until then, connect with us on Facebook as Web Marketing Academy, on Twitter as WMA India. You could also write to me on MANASI, that's Mansi at webmarketingacademy.in. Hope to see your mails soon. You are listening to Digital India Podcast, brought to you by students and staff at Web Marketing Academy. Until next week, this is your host Manasi signing off with Aditya and Kaushal from the recording and editing team, Bharani and Manjunath from the editing and the digital optimizing team. Ciao and hasta la vista.